The 2022 Stanley Cup playoffs are finally here after a long, spectacular regular season. Did your favorite team make it? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's get right into it. I'm not talking any longer, except I'm going to talk for about 30 more minutes, so get your snacks. I'm predicting 100% guaranteed the Stanley Cup champions in this video. Okay. Thank you for 2,500 subscribers, by the way. I know content has been all over the place right now, so, get over it. We're here, though. I couldn't miss out on doing my bracket. I have it here to my left, so if you ever see me doing that. Wow, I got a hair, girl. Let's start off in the Western Conference. Might as well go from the top to the bottom. The Colorado Avalanche are taking on the Nashville Predators. Maybe a couple days ago, without this, little bit of information, UC Saros is very questionable for the playoffs, which means they're gonna have to go with Dave Rittich or Connor Ingram. I believe that's their goaltending tandem without UC Saros. UC Saros, even with Roman Josi on the team, I believe Saros is the MVP of that team, which is maybe a crazy thing to say. He's been waiting in the wings of Pekka Rinne for a while, and he's finally taken those reins. Was it 2 seasons ago they fought Carolina? I believe they lost in that round. Play-in? I guess the play-in's been a while. Wow. God, where's my life gone? Colorado's going to win this series. Without UC Saros, what are they going to do? But goalies are voodoo. If that's one thing I've learned, if there's only one thing I can take away from hockey, it's that goalies are weird, and you never know if they're going to be off or on. Colorado's too good, man. If they lose to a Nashville team, they're going to... somebody's getting murdered. Nathan MacKinnon, with his vegan style, is going to brutally murder one of his teammates in the locker room if that happens. He's going to shove broccoli down their throat, and it's not going to be pretty, okay? Nathan MacKinnon, playoff Nathan MacKinnon, which we tend to forget that. Playoff Nathan MacKinnon is a different breed. He's like this power forward playmaker sniper combo. He's a machine, and if Colorado can just get it right once, they're going to go through the Western Conference like a hot knife through butter. Colorado, I have them advancing to the second round over the Nashville Predators. I'm sorry, Nashville. Maybe Philip Forsberg does something cool. They don't have a hope in hell, really. Let me play this video in 2 weeks when Nashville's the hottest team in the league. Yay, Owen. You got the Minnesota Wild taking on the St. Louis Blues. Throughout this entire 16-team tournament, I truly believe this is the closest series. I don't know who I would pick going down the stretch in a 7-game series. Minnesota, St. Louis, those are two extraordinary teams that don't get talked a lot about in the grand scheme of the hockey world. Yes, St. Louis is chock full of talent. How many times have I said chock full? I feel like I've said it more than once, which is 1 time's too many. And then you have Minnesota. Kaprizov, who I truly believe he has to be in the MVP conversation, right? He made that team from irrelevant to one of the most highlight team in the entire league. They're great. They have this just underdog always attitude, which means I'm going to... That's so difficult. Oh, the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota? I should have done my bracket before this, but it's hard. Every time I overthink it, the Minnesota Wild are going to win this series in... it's going to be a close one. I think it goes 6. Maybe we're overrating St. Louis. Maybe we're completely overrating Minnesota. This is a guaranteed video, though. Guaranteed. You can quote me on anything I say here. Minnesota wins in 6 games. The Calgary Flames versus the Dallas Stars. Cowboys versus Cowboys. It's time to go. A rematch of the play-in round again? Or was that the first round matchup? I believe it might have been a play-in round. yeah, the whole pandemic is sort of mush in my brain, so it all sort of merges together. Those 3 playoff runs are like, you know? It has to be Calgary. I said a couple minutes ago, Dallas is a boring team. Boring teams tend to stay in there longer than they should. It could go 6, it could go 7, it might go 4. Calgary is going to beat up this team because Daryl Sutter is the boring coach. He is the build a team to play well in the Stanley Cup playoffs. He coached Calgary to a Stanley Cup Finals before. Could he do it again? Yes. Maybe. Calgary, they're perennial disappointments. That is a phrase I use. How often do I use that? I've used it to describe teams before, and then they immediately win a cup. Calgary is a perennial disappointment. We go back years. They can't get out of the first round, and yes, times they've made it out of the first round. They lose to Anaheim, and they're like, yeah, we're the comeback kids. We're going to finally do something. And then they don't do anything for years. They have the potential. They've always had potential. The guys who are leading this team right now have been on their team for a while. Gaudreau, Tkachuk, Tkachuk's like, 23, 24 now? Right? I mean, Elias Lindholm's been there a bit. Yes, Sean Monahan is... Jacob Markstrom. Maybe. They're a fantastic team. Daryl Sutter has built this team up, changed their attitude completely, and they are scary. It's time they do something with that, and they have to beat the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars, yes, they have guys. They have so-and-so. Seguin hasn't really been healthy for a while. What's his name? Why have I forgot? It's not Jordy. What's his... Ben. What? Jamie Benn. The Dallas Stars are going down, along with Jamie Benn, which isn't a thing that happens very often. Moving on to the next round, the Edmonton Oilers versus the LA Kings. This is also a difficult series, right? Because you have the cursed Edmonton Oilers. I have said for years now, Edmonton loses despite all the great things that they have, and the worst things that they have drag them down into the mud as well. They have Connor McDavid, and they have Leon Draisaitl's just entering their prime now. Connor McDavid slept to 120 plus points, and nobody's talking about it. No one. Nobody. They have such a dynamic couple players on that team, and Ken Holland has refused to do anything about that. But don't worry, they have Evander Kane. Yes, they've been one of the best teams since, I guess, the Leon Draisaitl interview, where the interview asked him if he was pissy, and they've been one of the best teams in the league since. Months ago, I wouldn't have said they had a hope in hell. The team is gelling. Mike Smith, who wasn't the problem last year in the playoffs, he was quite good for the Oilers, even though they got swept in the first round. They just need consistent scoring throughout their lineup, and Connor and Leon will do their things. You can't discredit the LA Kings, though. I almost threw up in my mouth. That is a reoccurrence. Maybe that's a problem. Is it a problem? I don't know. I believe Drew Doughty's hurt. I could oh no, Drew hurt. Missed the rest of the season. Yes, I was. Oh my gosh. That's bright. Oh my god. Jonathan Quick and who's the other guy? How did I forget? Cal Peterson. I'm so LA. That's a team where in my brain I would completely underrate them, and they would go on some fairy tale Cinderella story. Because guess what? They've done it before. And the Oilers are such a cursed team. that LA could completely upset them. I'm going to go the Edmonton Oilers. The Edmonton Oilers need to win this series. For hockey itself, the greatest player on the planet, Connor McDavid, that's not up for debate. It's just a fact. I'm sorry, Austin Matthews. Yes, you can score 60 goals, but 120 points in his sleep is, sort of a thing that Connor McDavid will do for the rest of his career. Not saying, I'm sorry. This is me crapping on the Leafs. We'll get to that. Sorry, Toronto. See, this is why prediction videos are hard, because this is guaranteed. I'm not going to psych myself out. The Edmonton Oilers will win in it. I love longer series, and I always hope series go 7-6, longer than 5, especially the Cup Finals. The Cup Finals has a tendency to just go 5, and 6 the last couple of years. I want Game 7s all the way through and give me quadruple overtime the whole way through, please. Overtime's the best, and I just want, it's like crack. Not like I've done it. The Edmonton Oilers are absolutely beating the LA Kings. Guaranteed. I told you so. We're just going to keep going through the Western Conference. Now it's on to the second round of the West. That means it's going to be Colorado versus the Minnesota Wild. Tell me this isn't good for the sport of hockey. And the Battle of Alberta. Those two series would be taking place. The storylines. Come on, people. It's good for business, damn it. So rig it, Gary, please. Not like you want. But that's also not what the NHL would want. You're telling me they want Minnesota, Calgary, and Edmonton in the second round? Hey, please let it happen. Colorado versus Minnesota. I believe Minnesota usually tends to get the upset over. I wouldn't even say upset. They've had collisions before in the past, and I want it now. You don't want to see Kaprizov versus Nathan McKinnon to the death. You don't want to see Darcy Kemper versus Marc-Andre Fleury or Cam Talbot. You don't want to see Cale Makar versus Jared Spurgeon. Are you dumb? This is good. This is good for business. I mean, Nashville, St. Louis would. Don't do that to me again. The vibes are off with that. I'm sorry. No offense, St. Louis or Dallas. Not Dallas. Sorry, Dallas. Also Dallas. Calgary versus Edmonton. No, I'm giving. That's such a difficult series. Now, I guess I'm merging them both at the same time. This. I'm sorry, Owen. You're just gonna have to edit this so phenomenally in the future. Colorado will not beat the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota Wild beat the Colorado Avalanche in 7 games, baby. Quadruple overtime incoming. Probably triple, because quadruple. I've said that word way too many times this video already. That's my upset. Would that even be an upset? Yes, Colorado is a team that needs to realize their potential right now. Minnesota going 3 rounds at least. 3 rounds at least. Minnesota in 7. Battle of Alberta. Calgary Flames. Yeah, Calgary Flames, no doubt. Daryl Sutter and management and this team have built exactly what can kill the Edmonton Oilers and Connor McDavid. They're such a deep team. They'll beat you up and beat you 10-2. They can just do that. Calgary might be the best constructed team in the entire playoffs right now. Is that a crazy thing to say? Yeah, but also I'm completely right, and this is 100% foolproof, obviously. Calgary goes through Edmonton. Give me 7 games of that series. Realistically, Six games. The Calgary Flames will clinch it in Edmonton. Oh, yeah, please. I still want 7 games. I would say 7 games for the entire playoffs. Like, just give it to me, please. Which means we are getting a Minnesota-Calgary Western Conference Finals. Ooh, the exciting, high-flying, but also bruiser Minnesota Wild versus the Calgary Flames. The Calgary Flames. Yeah. Yeah. The Calgary Flames are going to the Stanley Cup Finals. 7 games versus the Minnesota Wild. It is going to be exciting. Owen from the future, that is going to be so exciting. You're going to be streaming that series. It's going to be beautiful. Calgary goes through it. They are the first team. I guess Montreal went to the Cup Finals last year. It still hurts a lot. I try to block that out. It's like trauma at this point where I don't remember it. I don't remember the Stanley Cup Finals. Just the pain that came with it. No happiness. And Kucherov drinking. That is what I remember. The Calgary Flames are going to the Stanley Cup Finals, which means we have to move over to the Eastern Conference. We're going to start all the way up at the top. The Florida Panthers, your President's Trophy winners, who lost 10-2 to the 32nd placed Montreal Canadiens, which is Montreal's President's Trophy. The Florida Panthers are taking on the Washington Capitals. Is Ophie going to be healthy? Healthy? Did I really just say that? Healthy? Is Ovechkin going to be healthy? Is he going to be healthy for the first round? Because he's not going to the Florida Panthers. Cakewalk through the Washington Capitals. No offense. Washington is, I wouldn't even say past their prime. They are a very good team. You know, people started underrating them because they sort of fell off midway through the season, and then they sort of came up. Guys like Evgeny Kuznetsov and John Carlson, Tom Wilson, and TJ Oshie, and their goaltending tandem. They could get through it. They could beat a team like the Florida Panthers. They won't, though. Florida reminds me exactly, when I watch them play, they remind me exactly of what Tampa Bay was a year ago. They will dominate you in the face-offs. They will beat you up. They will play phenomenal defense, and they'll be in the offensive zone like Yari Curry, Mark Messier, and Wayne Gretzky going at it. It's unbelievable the way they play hockey. There is always that one upset, though. The Florida Panthers will not be upset, though. Their first series win, I want to say, last time wasn't it the time they went to the Stanley Cup Finals? 97, 98? Around there. Fact check. I don't know. Is it on the script? The Rats on the ice! Oh, please bring that. Oh my God, we're going to have Rats on the ice. Oh, please. Oh, if there's one thing, Florida, you can do right in your existence, bring the Rats back if you win. Plastic Rats all the way. No, real Rats. Do it. Brad Marchand, chuck him on the ice. Yes, please. Give that series 4 games. Washington's not getting one. They're not getting a single game in that series. It's mean to say sweep, because Washington definitely has the talent and the cojones to definitely oust the Panthers in at least a couple of games there. Maybe an overtime here or there. It's going to be a fun series either which way. The Panthers are going on in 4 games. Moving on to the next series, which is... Do I leave? I feel like I should leave this one. No, let's do this now. Toronto, Tampa Bay, which I did predict at the beginning of the season, I believe. I should do a recap video of that. Maybe. I don't exactly remember where I slotted everything. I know I had Seattle last and Buffalo last and Arizona last. Wasn't completely right on all of them, but I definitely know how to get bad teams pretty damn good, which, isn't very difficult. Because I did it. But I'm super duper smart, obviously. Duh. You have the cursed Toronto Maple Leafs. And you think Edmonton's cursed? No, they're cursed because they're stupid. Toronto has been stupid before. They have been stupid plenty of their history. Post 1967. They are... See, to say they are the Dallas Cowboys would be an insult to the Dallas Cowboys, because the Toronto Maple Leafs are the definition of voodoo, cursed wizardry, and BS. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. You go back every playoff series, it's something. There's always something there. Wayne Gretzky high stick in Game 6 of the 1993 Conference Finals. You have the 4-1 comeback with the Bruins, and there's so much more. Steve Dangle, if there's one man who knows the Leafs, it's that man. He's an encyclopedia, and just listening to his pain is an absolute... It's just a physical manifestation of the Leafs' pain. And I hope the Leafs can do it for his sake, my dad's sake, and so many other Leafs fans who have been waiting for this team to finally realize their potential years. Not this iteration of the team. It's been generations. This is generational, guys. From the boomers, the millennials. I mean, I guess there's Gen X in there somewhere. It is generational. It's generational trauma. The Toronto Maple Leafs, that's what they are. Perennial disappointments. The Leafs, that's what they are. 60-goal scorer, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, the man, Marne's Barn. They have probably the best iteration of this current core. I guess Matthews and Marner are that much older. Nylander, if he can bring Nylander. I know somebody in the comments is going to be, oh, you said Nylander. The Leafs are what they are. Despite everything, they do have a very good team. The best season they've had. They have generational talent on that team. If Jack Campbell can get on a hot streak, Toronto could be unbeatable. Unbeatable. And then you have the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions who, why is nobody talking about that? You are the champion until you lose that right to call yourself a champion. And guess when that happens? When you lose a playoff round. When you do that, guess what they haven't done in 2 years? Exactly that. They are far removed from being swept by the Columbus Blue Jackets. They are far removed from times past. This is a team that has been at every possible moment in a playoff that you could imagine. Quadruple overtime, damn it. They beat Columbus. They got through them. They came back in series here or there. They are dynamic. Steven Stamkos had 20 points in 7 games to end the season. You got Kucherov, and I guess Vasilevsky hasn't been like the best in the last little bit. Do you know playoff Vasilevsky, when he shuts it down, he's like twice the size of any man there. This team, no, they can't be the underdogs. Even though positionally in the standings, they are. They are the underdogs. Technically, statistically, Toronto is the underdog, though. Coming into this series, if you look at it, oh, God, if Tampa Bay loses, they can go just rewatch their Stanley Cup celebration. Oh, I can't hear you with my 2 Stanley Cup rings in my ears. That is them. That is what they are. They've been at the top, and they've seen the worst of the worst. Who cares if they lose? They have nothing to lose as the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. You might say, well, obviously they want to go in there and not lose to the Leafs, because you don't want to give the Leafs a chance to get into that series. It's going to be a bloodbath, because the Leafs will lose in 7 games. Yes, sir. They're losing in 7 games. They might not, but Thumb says Toronto's losing in 7. Something voodoo's gonna. It just always does. Vasilevsky's gonna do his thing. The Leafs will obviously get their moment to shine. I don't think this is the year they advance. You have the best season in franchise history, and as a reward, you get to play Tampa Bay. That's not a vacation. Obviously, if they got Boston, you can't think about it like that. The Leafs, to win a Stanley Cup, you're going to have to beat some of the best in the Eastern Conference. There are 4 rounds to a Stanley Cup, and they're not getting one this year. Tampa Bay advances to the second round in 7 games. Then you got the Carolina Hurricanes versus the Boston Bruins, which I believe is a rematch of round 1 a season ago, 2 seasons ago. Was it a play-in round? Might have been. I know the last time around, I thought, Carolina, they were finally there. They finally had the talent to do it, and they just didn't get there. I don't know what it was. They looked shaky. They didn't look like a team that deserved to be there. This time around, one of the best teams in the league, now they're facing a Boston team who, you've thought for a while they're on the slide down the standings, and they just didn't. They're just not there yet. They're not the team that they are underrated. At this point, we're not giving the Boston Bruins enough thought with all the talent that they have there. It could be Patrice Bergeron's last season. Marchand isn't getting any younger. Pasternak is a free agent in a couple seasons. Krejci just left. Zdeno Chara is retiring with the Islanders. Probably. Maybe he goes another 5 years. Who's to say? It's Carolina's year, though. There's always an upset in the first round, and this might be the upset if the Bruins go over. Carolina is not losing this series, hopefully, for the betterment of their franchise. They do have Tony DeAngelo, though, which vibes alone, I don't want Carolina to win. This is a series where I hate them both. I also want to see Kotkaniemi win something. He is a playoff scorer, though. Carolina wins in... Give this series 6 games, baby. Moving on to the last series. In the first round, the New York Rangers versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. New York. People always say, they're propped up by really fantastic goaltending. And I'm like, yes, they are. Igor Shesterkin should win the... No, he's going to win the Vezina, and if he doesn't, that's a sham of the league to do. He has had one of the better goaltender seasons ever. Statistically, he built that team up. You forget real quick that New York has some really decent players on that team. They might not be extremely deep. Couple of players like Capo Caco and Lafreniere really aren't realizing their potential just yet. As I've said before, in a perfect storm, Adam Fox, Artemi Panarin, Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, who had a 50-goal season, if that all comes together super damn quick, for a couple of rounds, they're going to do damage. Can Igor Shesterkin stop the Pittsburgh Penguins? And that is the team, Sidney Crosby and company, Sid the Kid, quads that could kill a human being. The Penguins, I had them way outside of the playoffs. I overestimated how little missing Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin in the beginning of the season would hurt the Penguins. Guess what? It didn't. It didn't at all. They lost Jay Gensel here or there. God damn it, Pittsburgh. Why did I never bet against Sidney Crosby? Just don't do it. Ever. That's a bad idea. Because they always do it. They've won 3 Stanley Cups in this generation of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sidney Crosby's the man. And that's why the Pittsburgh Penguins will beat the New York Rangers in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs in... Oh, is Tristan Jarry? Oh, that is also a storyline that I have not addressed. Tristan Jarry last year, if anybody recalls, did he not completely ruin the series for the Penguins last year against the Islanders? That is something I remember. Oh. He's been good, though. He's been real good. Pittsburgh in 6. Sorry. I can't bet it now. I should have known. You can't, and this is the one time I'm betting on him, and then he's going to do the complete opposite. Pittsburgh in 6. Pittsburgh in 6. That's what they're doing. The Penguins will win round 1. That means we have an all Florida rematch. The Panthers take on the Lightning in round number 2. If you remember anything from their first round encounter last year, it was a bloodbath. They hated each other, and they hated each other in the regular season. They will kill each other. However, oh gosh, that is good storylines, baby. Panthers, Tampa Bay, which means the reigning Stanley Cup champions are going back. They're going back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Oh, and no. How dare you? It's time for them. No! What I saw last year, I completely underrated them. And guess what I did the year before? I did that again. I'm not making the same mistake. The Tampa Bay Lightning are cutting through the Eastern Conference because they're a cheat code. This could also be the year that time catches up to them. I don't think it is, though. Oh, they didn't have the better regular season. It doesn't matter. They lost Blake Coleman, and they lost him, and they lost that, and they lost this. Guess what? They're a team just like Pittsburgh where you can lose guys, and you're going to bring up somebody from the AHL that fits exactly what you need, and they work fine. All this team needs to do was make the playoffs. They did just that. They are still the Stanley Cup champions. Back-to-back, by the way. Now they have a chance to go for three. I've said that all year. Oh, Florida. I also need to give the Panthers their props, too. Maybe the Panthers are the team to dethrone the Lightning. It's not happening this year, though. The Lightning will win in 6 games. Moving on to the Carolina Hurricanes versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Are the Penguins going to be able to keep up with this electric, younger Carolina Hurricanes team? The last time around, the Penguins, they were on the up and up. That was a while ago. That was a long time ago. Back in the day. Whew, gosh. The Carolina Hurricanes are doing it. They're getting through the Pittsburgh Penguins. No, that's a joke. The Penguins. This is so difficult. Why didn't I do this? I debate my... No, this is guaranteed. I'm telling you this. The Damn it. Don't bet against Sidney Crosby. The Pittsburgh Penguins are going back to the Eastern Conference Finals. No, they're not. The Carolina... No, it's time for the Hurricanes to realize their potential. The Hurricanes are going to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And the Lightning are going to do exactly what they've done before. Can this up-and-coming team finally beat the champs? No, they won't. We are getting a Calgary-Tampa Bay rematch in the Stanley Cup Finals. The Lightning will beat Carolina in 6 games. Calgary versus Tampa Bay. Who do you got this time around? The Tampa Bay Lightning are three-peating as champions. Oh my God. No, don't say that, Owen. They are three-peating as champions because Canada can't have anything nice. The Calgary Flames will go up against a monster, and they're a monster themselves. They're not winning this time around. A great effort, a valiant effort from the Flames. They will be exhausted. And the Tampa Bay Lightning will be your back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Our first three-peat, officially a dynasty. Our first one since Long Island in the 80s. The Tampa Bay Lightning are your official 100% guaranteed Stanley Cup champions in the year of our Lord 2022. Owen, maybe, no, guaranteed, right? If your favorite team won the cup, hey, you're a Lightnings fan, and you get everything great. Good for you. The cup's staying in Florida, too. Tampa Bay wins the cup. The Lightning have done it once again. Who do you have winning the Stanley Cup? Maybe they win, maybe they don't. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share this with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. Tampa in 6. Ciao.